AI works, which I've been laboring to explain in the last 10 minutes. But then we're talking about using it responsibly. Because we are trying to create a machine that mimics a human, it means it learns both the good and the bad. And indeed, the reason that's why we have laws across the world is because we tend to be good and bad. So we also need to control ourselves. And therefore, if we are creating the same machines, we also need to be able to have responsibility or governance around this, to be able not to copy only the bad things, but also realize. It needs to be able to recognize social and ethical impacts. In other words, if I created a video about someone today mentioning something, what is the social impact that will create? We saw a lot of videos, posters moving out during election time. Now, it might have been a young man around somewhere creating something. It might have been for fun, but then it has a very big impact. You have a prominent leader being quoted to say something that they actually never did say. That is what AI can do. So we need to be able to understand the potential benefits and risks and be able to mitigate those risks. So some of the misconceptions about AI: one, it can think in the same ways people do. No, it tries to, but it can't. As I mentioned, it is just consuming the data that we generate, which means the primary source of knowledge for an artificial intelligence machine is still the human being. It is just trying to mimic you, but it cannot think the way you do. All AI is not alike. We have AI, most especially the current type that we use, which we call narrow AI. It is extremely specific. You create it to do something specific. Those of you who have interacted with AI, I think the most common is ChatGPT. You just keep on asking it questions. I could wake up today and ask ChatGPT kindly, write for me a presentation about AI. It first brings out a presentation, then I tell it, no, I'm presenting it to this kind of audience, so kindly tailor it to that kind of audience. And it will tailor it to that kind of audience. We also tend to think that AI decisions are unbiased. But like I mentioned, at the core of AI is data. When we talk about data, we are not talking about just the figures. We are talking about, for example, if someone picks my speech today or this presentation today, they can actually make a different presentation, a different speech out of it. So we are talking about data in terms of the figures. We are talking about what the papers we create or they write in academia, the textbooks that are written, voice, photos. So if I got an array of photos from this area here, I can be able to create another conference with the same people, but in a different setting, because I have enough data that I can create a different scenario with the same people. So I can put you in a different hall that you had never been in your entire life. But because I've been able to take enough photos of you in a particular setting.